Waterworld is a great project. They have an incredible team, and the community is one of the best I've seen in Web3. But the products and the assets can feel a little overwhelming, especially for newcomers, because there's not really a great place to start. So I've taken some time in order to map out the economic flow found within WilderWorld and Zero. And I wanted to go through different parts of this and show you the different flows and the different opportunities that you might be able to find within WilderWorld and Zero. And if it may help explain some of those complexities and break it down a little bit where you're able to kind of see how different things interconnect one with another. And so we'll start up here with Zero and Zero Messenger. You can see that it has a daily pool and it's based on different messages you sent. So as you communicate and talk, depending on how many people do that within the day, there's a pool that everyone's a part of, and then every day a new amount of MEOW is sent to your wallet for using the application. Coming soon will be Zodes, which will be anyone that wants to help provide support to the network. You'll be able to earn rewards there as well. There's no date on when that'll be coming out, but it is something that they've announced that they're working on and will come available and will add to this flow of economic energy throughout WilderWorld and Zero. There's also what we just talked about, WilderWorld Alpha, which is the Midnight Miami racing game. There's daily pool there as well, and it's based on the points that you earn through racing laps, collecting coins, and racing in multiplayer, different game modes, and winning in those different games. You earn points by doing that. And so at the end of the day, depending on how many points were collected and your ratio of those points, you earn a specific amount of wild that then is put into your wallet. And so here it shows that flow of use and earn, of using the game and earning while doing so. The second section is the staking section that then talks about the different staking opportunities that you have. We talked about the LP staking where you can earn 150% APR. There's a 12-month vesting period, and then that vested wild reward, there's that further compounding effect of an additional 10% APR in that single-sided staking, and there is no vesting period. And then you have wheel staking, which is highly anticipated, and the time frame for that is when MEOW Chain mainnet goes live. So that's going to be sometime before the end of the year. And if you stake your wheels, you will earn an undisclosed amount of wild. But if you have a hideout wheel, which is a different trait, a different environment, it's called the Wilder Wheels Hideout. If you hold a wheels that has that, you will get double staking rewards. The next staking opportunity will be once land comes available and we start mining resources. The energy flow of that, like I discussed before, is you're going to have to stake an undisclosed amount of wild. And from doing that, you will earn resources and raw materials that then will be deposited into mining sites or mining deposits. And then from there, you'll be able to deploy a mining team that is a combination of things like gens and a driver, as well as a mining rig that will then go into mining deposit, will produce or extract an amount of raw materials. The next section is the largest section, is how like all of these different NFTs come together, the forming of trinities that qualify for things like land drop 1, and that whole kind of confusing connection between different things that a lot of people just kind of get lost in the weeds with. And so this is the main reason why I wanted to create this mapping system, is to help people understand what qualifies for what and the flow of energy and economic value that can be found. First reward for holding a Genesis asset was motos. And so anyone at the time that was holding wheels, they got a moto, which then just added to an increased holding. It was like the first time outside of staking your wild that you then had an increase in your holdings. Then if you connect all of these flows, it all comes up to this qualifying trinities for land, the island, which is land drop 1. This is the most anticipated. There's going to be 4,444 different assets, and these will be the original and only plots of land that you're able to own on the island. So here it kind of shows you what qualifies for a Trinity for land drop 1. Now, all of those plus gens, which was the first collection in the PALS industry, count towards land drop 2 and 3 and avatars. The gens collection was the first reward for Trinity holders. For just holding a Trinity, you then got another asset, which then increased that total Wilder asset holdings that you have, which just shows how Wilders have been blessed since the beginning. But this shows the flow of economic value and worth of holding, as well as being rewarded for doing so. That has been kind of the interesting part of everything, is what qualifies for what, who gets what where, and this kind of economic flow shows what counts for what and how it will increase your holdings. So Trinity holders will then get free land, which also has wild in it that you will be able to collect, and that increases your holdings. You will then in land drop 2 get another airdrop of land for every Trinity that you hold. It will also have a public sale, but Trinity holders will get a second parcel of land for free for their Trinity that they held in land drop 2, increasing their holdings. And then years down the line, no man's land drop 3 will go to Trinity holders, and furthermore increasing the holdings for holding Wilder World assets. I really have a lot of respect for Wilder World and the efforts that they've had. They've really tried to create a system of rewarding their different Trinity holders, their different asset holders. From the beginning, if you held on to a wheels at first, you would have gotten a moto, and then for having your wheels and moto, and later a beast, you were able to then get a gen. And then as time goes on, you're going to get land from 1, 2, and 3 and avatars. As you can see, that's like 5 or 6 other assets. You also were able to get a Trinity totem, which is a digital wearable created by Frank Wilder, which you will be able to burn and get a real life sterling silver necklace of that NFT, plus the cost of materials. There is an additional cost to it, but that is an incredible gift as well to Trinity holders. So to end this video, I want to talk about 3 different assets or opportunities that I feel will really help increase your holdings within Wilder World. The first one is participating in the LP staking. I feel like there's nothing better in increasing your exposure to Wilder World than the LP staking. The reason being is, now that I've participated for a period of time, I'm now able to take that wild and re-stake it into other things. For instance, if I just want to stake it with no vesting, I get 10% APR with the single-side staking. If I want to create more resources while I play the mining game and I want raw materials to come out into my mining nodes and sites and have them mined by my mining team, then I'm able to have that collection of wild in addition to the wild I get from the land and stake it in the resource staking. I also want to point out the second one would be the land. I would recommend anyone interested in being a part of the full system to get a Trinity and to be able to participate in the first land drop. I believe that there's going to be more wild per parcel on average compared to the amount of wild found on average in land drop 2. I think land drop 1 will be more wild rich, and I think for land drop 2 it will be more resource rich. Having those two things, a Trinity and LP staking, is a powerful combination. And the third thing that I would say to look out for is having a gen. It's a small collection of under 4,000. I think it's 3,369 if I'm not mistaken. You're going to have access to beings, which we've been told in the past, this is speculative and not for sure, but they will help in the building process. And so by having a gen, you'll have access to that, as well as that long list of utility, but especially in the mining of resources and wild that will come on your land. By having that economic trinity, you'll be able to participate in the vast majority of everything. But as far as putting energy in and getting something in return, I truly believe that trinity of economic value will give you a great return on the value that is Wilder World. Well, there you have it, Wilders. There is my breakdown of the economic flow found within Wilder World and the breakdown of the different assets and the opportunities that you can choose to participate in if you find value in it. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, stay wild.